What's up, coolers, and welcome back to Barca Dream Team. And today we're going to be discussing what Lionel Messi's return would mean for the future of Frenkie De Jong. Somehow we're going to try and fit Lewandowski, Messi, Dembele, Xavi, Pedri and De Jong into one lineup. So stay till the end to see what should be Xavi's preferred starting 11 for next season. We hope you'll subscribe and hit that notification bell, and let's get started.
So when it comes to Lionel Messi's return to Barca, reports are suggesting that the deal's very close to being completed in the summer. Ahead of the 2023-24 season, Messi would join the club on similar wages as Robert Lewandowski, which is around 9 million euros net. But Messi would also receive a percentage of sponsorship revenue that would be gained from his return to the club, including profits made from a tribute match with a capacity crowd on Messi's return. The question is, though, where would Messi play? Well, throughout his career as Barcelona manager, Xavi has always expressed his need for wide wingers on both flanks in a 4-3-3. He's revitalised Ousmane Dembele and brought in Ferran and Rafinha to suit that requirement. And I just think Messi would not be able to offer that width that Xavi is looking for. You know, Messi's a player that requires a lot of freedom to roam around the pitch, and I just think that forcing a 36-year-old Messi on the right wing isn't the best use of his abilities to create a map of the pitch in his mind. Now, most people think that Messi has quiet spells in matches. They'd be wrong. Messi is constantly assessing the game, scanning player movements, and looking for an opportunity to destroy the opposition defence with an incisive threaded through ball. So perhaps midfield is the solution.
But the best position for Messi would be as an inside forward. It's much better for the inside forward to be inverted, so as a left-footed player, Messi would start on the right, allowing him to get into goal-scoring positions. As the inside forward, Messi's role would not be to maintain width. Instead, he would be able to support the lone striker, usually Lewandowski, by moving into the half space, or he could make forward runs. If we didn't go down the route of having Messi as the inside forward, he could play right wing, but he can only pass the ball forwards, backwards or infield, and it's easy to block off two of these options. But in the half space, he's got a better view of the final third. Messi can orientate his body towards goal but still have a wide variety of passing options, and be able to see wide players ahead of him and any player in field of him in central areas. With Messi in the half space, we'd have a much better range of options in attack, and the whole team can progress the attack with much more dynamism. We've seen a lot of our attacks this season down the wings, making use of wide players like Dembele and Rafinha, but we haven't had a lot of luck down the middle. But with Messi in central areas, we could increase our unpredictability by having that extra option to enter the final third.
So, could Messi playing in an advanced midfield role see a shift in the system? Well, Xavi's seen a lot of success with the 4-2-2-2 system, which he adopted mainly due to our wealth of midfield options and the poor performances of Ansu and Ferran. But with Xavi insistent on spending big money on wide men, surely the return of Messi would not cause him to abandon his original principle of keeping width. That suggests that Messi would take a spot in the starting 11 away from a midfielder, meaning we still have a front three to keep width, but the midfield is reduced from 4 players to 3. So with it looking increasingly likely that Leo will make his return, what does that mean for Frenkie De Jong? Well, Xavi has 6 midfield options at his disposal: Pedri, Xavi, De Jong, Busquets, Sergi Roberto and Frank Kessié. But as the season has progressed, Pedri, Xavi, De Jong and Busquets have emerged to be the preferred midfield quartet in a 4-2-2-2. But with a long-term injury to Pedri, we have to be extra cautious about Xavi playing every single minute of every single game. Remember, guys, he's only 18 years old. Xavi needs to wrap the youngsters in cotton wool. He's got to protect them from being overplayed, and that's something that Ronald Koeman failed to do during his time at the club.
But the problem is, when you look at our midfield and you're saying maybe Pedri and Xavi shouldn't play every game, maybe Busquets shouldn't be playing every game, but Xavi doesn't trust in Frank Kessié. Xavi doesn't trust in Sergi Roberto. So all of a sudden, we're developing a reliance on Busquets, on Pedri, on Xavi and on De Jong to play every single game, and that's not sustainable. When you're looking towards the summer and who we can bring in to add that quality depth in midfield, We're only hearing the name of İlkay Gündoğan, and that worries me, guys. It really does. If we were being linked with moves for the likes of Rodri or Mikel Merino, there's no longer that pressure of having to rely on Busquets in every single game. The reason we're not in the market for a CDM is that Xavi doesn't trust a midfield without Sergio Busquets. He doesn't even trust De Jong to play as the single pivot. Add this to the potential shift back to a midfield trio after Messi's return, and it looks like 2 out of the 3 spots will be taken up by Busquets and Messi. So there is a concern that De Jong's minutes will go down, with him having to compete with Pedri, Xavi and Gündoğan for that final spot in midfield. But guys, all is not lost. There is a possibility for De Jong to break back into Barca's midfield while still having Messi on the pitch. We know that left wing is not our strongest position, and I find it very hard to imagine a world where we go out in the summer and spend in excess of 100 million on the likes of Kvaratskhelia or Leao. But we have seen Xavi experimenting this season with Xavi as the inside forward. In fact, he seems to be more suited to that position than being an interior. So with both Messi and Xavi as the inside forwards, we could still retain the width with Dembele on the right. Alejandro Balde could also be effective as a left wing back, with Busquets dropping between the 2 centre-backs to offer cover in build-up play. And it's looking likely that next season will be Bussi's last at Barca, so De Jong could take over as the single pivot next season, with Gündoğan available to rotate. Imagine the improvement in our squad depth in midfield, from Sergi Roberto and Frank Kessié to Sergio Busquets and İlkay Gündoğan. Wow!
And we have to remember, guys, that Xavi has reportedly told Messi that he will not play every single game. And you know, we can't expect even the great Lionel Messi to play every game for a full season. So we could still see the 4-2-2-2 system with De Jong and Pedri at the base, Xavi and Messi as the inside forwards, and Lewandowski and Dembele leading the line. So guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. I can imagine Pedri, Xavi and De Jong remaining as the core of Barca's midfield for many years to come. But let us know your thoughts. So if you like this video, guys, make sure to hit that notification bell. Subscribe to BDT and we'll see you next time. Visca el Barça!